$189. That is less than a car payment, less than a month of groceries, less than most Americans spend on a weekend. Linda Morrison paid it. She paid it on time, without question, the way she had paid every bill for 20 years. And that single payment, that $189 payment, started a chain reaction that took her home, her retirement, her credit, and very nearly her mind. She did nothing wrong. That is the part I need you to understand before anything else in this video. Linda did absolutely everything right, and it still happened. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how a bill this small becomes a destruction this total. You will know the exact mechanism they used, the legal loophole that made it possible, and the 3 things you can do right now, today, to make sure this never happens to you or anyone you love. Stay for the end, because the way this story finishes is not what you expect. Linda Morrison is 51 years old. She lived, in a 3-bedroom house in Columbus, Ohio that she bought in 2004. She raised 2 daughters in that house. She painted a kitchen herself 3 times because she could never quite decide on the right shade of yellow. She planted a garden in the backyard every spring for 19 consecutive years. She worked as an office administrator for a mid-sized logistics company. Reliable, consistent, the kind of employee who never missed a deadline and never asked for more than she earned. Over 20 years, she built something most Americans can only hope for: a paid-down mortgage, a modest retirement account, a credit score of 791. 791. That number matters. Remember it. She had health insurance through her employer, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Standard plan, nothing unusual. In March of 2022, she went to an urgent care clinic near her house for a sinus infection, saw a doctor for 12 minutes, got a prescription, went home. 6 weeks later, a bill arrived, $189. Her insurance had covered the main visit. This was a remaining balance, a small facility fee her plan didn't cover. She paid it by check, mailed it the same day it arrived, and that is where her story should have ended. It didn't. Here's what actually happened to that check. And I want you to pay very close attention to this part, because this is the mechanism. This is how it works, and it is happening to people every single day across this country. The urgent care clinic received Linda's check. They deposited it, but somewhere in their billing system, in the gap between their billing software and their collections tracking software, the payment was recorded as received but not as applied to her account. The system still showed a balance of $189. 4 weeks later, the clinic's automated billing system flagged her account as past due. They did not call her. They did not send a second bill. They did not send a certified letter. They sent her account, her paid account, directly to a third-party debt collection agency. The collection agency contacted the 3 major credit bureaus. Within 48 hours of that report, Linda's credit score dropped from 791 to 562, 229 points in 48 hours. She had no idea any of this was happening. Linda found out 7 months later. Not from the clinic, not from the collection agency, not from the credit bureaus. She found out because she applied for a home equity line of credit to pay for her daughter's first year of college. The bank denied her. She remembers the exact moment. She was sitting at her kitchen table when she got the email. She thought it was a mistake. She called the bank. They told her her credit score was 551. It had dropped even further in the months since the collection was filed. She asked them to repeat it. 551. She hung up the phone and sat in complete silence for a very long time, because Linda knew what a credit score of 551 meant. It meant the home equity line was gone. It meant her daughter's college plan was gone. It meant if anything happened to her car, or her roof, or her furnace, she had no financial cushion left to reach for. And she still did not know why. She pulled her credit report that night, and there it was, a collection account, reported by a company she had never heard of, for $189 to a clinic she had visited once for a sinus infection, a bill she had paid. She found a canceled check within 20 minutes. The clinic had cashed it. The date was stamped clearly on the back. She called the clinic the next morning. They confirmed the payment was in their system. They apologized. They said they would contact the collection agency to have the account recalled. She asked how long that would take. They said 30 to 60 days. She asked what would happen to her credit report. They said she would need to contact the bureaus herself. She asked if they would send a letter confirming the error. After a long pause, they said yes. That letter took 11 days to arrive, And that is when Linda made the mistake that cost her everything. She waited. She waited for the system to fix itself. It did not fix itself. This is the part of Linda's story that most people don't talk about when they share it, because this is where it stops feeling like a billing error and starts feeling like something else entirely different. While she was waiting for the clinic to contact the collection agency, while she was waiting for the collection agency to contact the bureaus, while she was waiting for her credit report to be corrected, her fixed-rate mortgage came up for renewal. She had refinanced in 2019 at a 3.2% rate. Her renewal was due in November 2022. With a credit score of 551, the best rate she qualified for was 7.8%. On her remaining mortgage balance, that difference meant an additional $912 per month, every month. She could not absorb that payment on her salary. She tried to sell the house before the renewal date. The market had cooled. Offers came in below what she owed. In February 2023, Linda Morrison began missing mortgage payments. In September 2023, foreclosure proceedings began on the house she had lived in for 19 years. The house with the yellow kitchen. The garden she planted every spring. All of it. Because of $189 that she had already paid. I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, that cannot happen to me. My bills are paid. My credit is fine. That is exactly what Linda thought. In the next 4 minutes, I'm going to show you the 3 specific points in this story where Linda could have stopped everything. 3 moments, 3 actions. Any one of them would have saved her house. And then I'm going to give you a tool that takes 11 minutes to use and makes you legally untouchable in a situation like this. Stay with me. Intervention point 1. The day she paid the bill. When Linda mailed that check, she had no proof of delivery, no confirmation it arrived, no way to prove the clinic received it beyond the canceled check she found 7 months later. Here's what she should have done. Pay any medical bill, any bill at all, by certified mail or bank transfer only. Never personal check, never cash. Certified mail gives you a USPS tracking number and a delivery confirmation signature. This single piece of paper is the difference between a dispute that takes 2 weeks and a dispute that takes 2 years. If you pay online or by phone, screenshot the confirmation page immediately. Email it to yourself with the date in the subject line. 11 seconds of work, potentially years of protection. Pause. Intervention point 2. 30 days after payment. Linda assumed that paying the bill meant the bill was closed. Medical billing systems are not designed for accuracy. They're designed for volume. Errors at the payment application stage are among the most common in the entire industry. Here's what she should have done. 30 days after paying any medical bill, pull your credit report at annualcreditreport.com. This is federally mandated free access. Check for any new collection entries. If the bill was for any amount, $10, $50, $189, check, because the collection agencies do not wait. The automated systems flag accounts fast, and once a collection hits your credit report, the damage begins immediately, regardless if the debt is valid.
Intervention point 3. The day she received a denial letter from the bank. This is the moment that still keeps me up at night when I think about Linda's story. Because this was the moment she had the most power. When she called the bank and discovered her score was 551. When she found the canceled check. When she had written confirmation from the clinic that the payment was received. She had everything she needed to file a formal dispute. Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FCRA, she had the legal right to dispute any inaccurate collection entry directly with the credit bureaus. The bureaus are legally required to investigate within 30 days. If the collection agency cannot verify the debt, and in this case they could not because it was paid, the entry must be removed. She also had the right to send a debt validation letter directly to the collection agency demanding written proof that the debt was valid and owed. They have 30 days to respond. If they could not validate it, they were legally required to stop all collection activity and remove the entry. She had the clinic's confirmation letter. She had the canceled check. She had the law on her side. Instead, she waited for the system to fix itself. And the system did not fix itself. Here is exactly what you do if you find yourself in Linda's situation at any stage. Tool 1. The Credit Bureau Dispute Letter. Send this to all 3 bureaus simultaneously, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, by certified mail. The letter needs 4 things: your full name and address, the specific collection account you are disputing, the reason it is inaccurate, paid in full, never owed, amount incorrect. and a request for written confirmation of the investigation result within 30 days. Include copies, never originals, of your proof, the canceled check, the payment confirmation, the clinic's letter, whatever you have. Pause. Tool 2, the debt validation letter. Send this directly to the collection agency within 30 days of their first contact. Use these exact words. I am writing to request validation of the debt you have reported to the credit bureaus under my name. Under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, I have the right to request verification of this debt. Please provide the original creditor's name, the amount of the original debt, and proof that your agency is licensed to collect in my state. I am also requesting that all collection activity cease until this debt has been validated in writing. Send it certified mail. Keep the tracking number. That letter legally stops the collection agency from continuing to contact you or report additional negative information while they investigate. It does not erase the debt if it is valid, but if it is not valid, which in a case like Linda's it was not, they are required to remove it. Tool 3, the CFPB complaint. Go to consumerfinance.gov and file a formal complaint against both the collection agency and the original creditor. The CFPB logs every complaint. Collection agencies respond to CFPB complaints significantly faster than they respond to individual letters because CFPB data is public and affects their operating licenses. Filing this complaint costs nothing, takes 12 minutes, and creates a federal paper trail that dramatically increases your leverage in any dispute. I told you at the beginning that the way this story ends is not what you expect. Linda lost the house. I want to be honest with you about that. Foreclosure proceedings completed in March 2024. She moved into a 2-bedroom apartment with her younger daughter. She is not okay, not yet. But here is what she did do. In January 2024, after finding a consumer rights clinic through her local legal aid office, she filed formal disputes with all 3 credit bureaus simultaneously. She sent debt validation letters to the collection agency. She filed a CFPB complaint. Within 41 days, the collection entry was removed from all 3 reports. Her credit score went from 523 to 684 in 6 weeks. She is rebuilding. She told me, and I want to read this to you exactly as she wrote it. She said,
I wish someone had told me that a paid bill is not the same as a closed bill. I wish someone had checked my credit report 30 days later. I wish someone had made a video like this before any of it happened.
That is why this channel exists. 3 intervention points. 1. Prove payment at the moment of payment. Certified mail, bank transfer. Screenshot the confirmation. Always. 2. Check your credit report 30 days after any medical payment. Free. Federal right. Annualcreditreport.com. 3. If a collection appears that should not be there, do not wait. Dispute with all 3 bureaus simultaneously. Send a debt validation letter to the collection agency. File the CFPB complaint. Any one of those 3 actions could have saved Linda's house. All 3 together make you functionally untouchable in this situation. Save this video. Share it with someone who has ever paid a medical bill. That's everyone you know. Subscribe, because the information in these videos is not taught anywhere. It's not on the back of the bill they send you. It is not something they want you to know. That's exactly why we are here. The objection.